Alright, welcome back. I've got today the BLF Q8. It is a waterproof 5,000 lumen output flashlight that is not a floodlight. Well, it's somewhat floodlight, but it has distance to it. And that's what we want out of our flashlights. It's something that can let us see up close and far away. And it does it, and it's machined perfectly. Feels great in the hand. It's smaller than most other soda can 18650 battery lights. This light, however, will run off 1 battery, 2 batteries, 3 batteries, or 4 batteries. It's amazing. They all run in conjunction with each other. I've never seen anything quite like it in a soda can light, but this gives you the ability to be as versatile as you want to be in your lighting option. It's really amazing, and I think I love it. So let's get into the BLF Q8 by ThorFire. Alright, so what you get is it comes with some extra O-rings and the extra push button, and it comes with a book that has all the features and stuff that it does on there. Let's go right into the user interface on this thing. So if you just click it once, it goes in the lowest mode, or the last mode used. Since I unscrewed the lid, it doesn't remember any mode. So let's do that. Let's go up just a little bit. And so if you click it once, you get the last mode used. Click it again, it turns it off. From off, if you double click it, it turns on to the last mode you used, and then it goes, wow, super bright, all the way to the brightest, which is, they said on their website, is 5,000 lumens. Alright, so you can turn it back off. If you click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you get a battery power indicator. It's going to tell me how many volts I have left on my battery, what it's reading. So I get 4 flashes there, showing I'm pulling 4 volts off the batteries there. It'll keep doing that until you click it again. Alright, if I click it 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to flicker a bunch of times, and it will turn off that green light, and now the light is locked out. If I push the button, nothing happens. If I double click it, nothing happens. The only way to unlock it is to click it 4 times again, which is brilliant. Now I can throw it right back in the bag, but oh, if I need it all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got a light again. And then I like it's in the off mode. Once it unlocks, it's still off. So if I click it once, it turns on to the last mode I used. If I hold it down from off, it goes to the lowest mode. Now, if it's on and I double click, I get the highest. Alright, if it's on and I hold it down, it's going to ramp up to the highest and give me a bump at the top. So it ramps up and then a little bitty bit of a flicker, and that lets me know I'm at the top. And if I click it again, it'll go down all the way down to the lowest. So if I'm in the middle of ramping and I let go and click it again, it goes the other way. So if you go just a little too bright, push it again, it goes back down. So it's got an amazing user interface. Now this light is programmable. In the manual, it's like a book. A regular person that doesn't know a lot about flashlights is not going to want to program this thing. This thing does perfect the way it is right out of the box, which is the mode we're reviewing today. This is right out of the box. So you've got the ramping, and then you've got all the way bright, and then you got the lowest. So from off, you can hold it down and get the lowest, double click, get the highest, or just click it once and it goes to the mode that you had it in last. And I gotta say, it's just a great feeling, good looking light that you can also has a tripod mount on it, so if you want to mount it to something, stick it up. And I even took 2 batteries out of this and then turned it on, and it's almost the same output. It's amazing. The run times are going to be different, but your output's almost the same. But let's look at this compared to another soda can for 18650 light. So this is the Olight X7 Marauder. It's an excellent light, but if you're are somebody that cares a lot about tint, to me I like a warmer tint, so I like the BLF Q8 color a bit more than the Olight. You can see when you turn it on, it has well, this is much warmer. Let's see if I can turn this down. So you can see this one's a floodlight. I mean, it covers a big wide area. And this one is a distance light, the Q8. It has a fine focus point. I'm gonna take them outside and show you, but I like that warmer tint. When you shine it across 2 yards and you're looking over there and you want to see something, I want to see natural colors that looks like daylight, which the Q8 gives you. The Olight X7 is much more floody. I don't know how they did it. You can see the heads on them this one's a deeper head. The LEDs are deeper. This is more spread out. So the dome comes straight out from them, starts spreading out as soon as it raises up. These are much deeper, which is what gives it that throw. So this one is what I believe is around $50. This one is without extra batteries and chargers and all that was over $100. So for me, I got a light here that I can see far away and up close, or I can blindingly see everything in front of me in my front yard. But once I want to look across the street, I need to go to something else and pay more than $100 for it. So you can see they're very comparable in size. All right. Until it comes to the head. This one's more for throw, this one's more for flood. So what do you need it for, you know? To me, I like a thrower because it allows me to see up close and far away. So the BLF Q8, I'd take it any day over the Olight X7 just because of the size and the performance I get out of it. So I guess all that's left is take it outside. Alright, so this is going to be our Q8. So, got the BLF Q8 here. And I'm going to double click and just put it on turbo. So, there's your BLF Q8. This thing has some distance, and it just so happened to be a bit foggy tonight, so you can see it. So you can see I'm blasting across the street to the field back behind the house, and when I'm blasting over in that back corner, that's about 200 feet, and it looks like I'm standing there with a light just right beside me. So that back corner over there is like 200 feet away from me. Man, the Q8 is just the best color, and I'm gonna dim it down, and look at that. You can dim it up and down, and it'll remember the last mode that I used. But if I'm like, oh, what's that? I can just double click, boom, and I'm lighting up everything. But it gives me some distance. See the second house down there on the left? So let's compare them to the X7. So this is your Q8, right? And then here's your X7. So you see it's not nearly as focused, but it's much more floody beam. Much more floody. But when I go to shine it to the back side of this field back here, it doesn't really light up in the back like the Q8 does. So there's the Olight. There's the Q8. There's the Olight. Q8 lighting up behind it. See that? It's got distance. The X7 does not. So it's bright, but it's just a huge floodlight, which is great if that's what you want. Q8 goes further back. It's got more distance. Q8, X7. Q8, X7. So, it's all on what you want out of a flashlight. This is the X7. If you want flood that lights up everything but doesn't go too far, do the X7. If you want the Q8 that lights up everything near me and for some distance, go all the way back, then that's what you need. Oop. Okay, so also on the Q8 and the X7, the difference in mode change. So I can hold this down and dim it down to whatever brightness I want it. On the X7, I turn it on and I have to hold the button down and it'll cycle through. And if you miss it, you just gotta cycle back through. And then if you double click, it'll do turbo. On the Q8, I take it to where I want it. If I just need the super bright, double click, and it'll reach on out there. Alrighty, so this is the BLF Q8. I appreciate you folks watching. I hope you guys come back and see more of my reviews. It's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but I like you to just be informed about what you're purchasing before you purchase it. And I think we accomplished that today with this this video. So